All right, picking up, this is now part 3 and starting on WD 914. So this is where we left off at this the last video. So we want to change the width of the selected cells to exact measurements. In the last section, we know we used our mouse to find our cursor, and we just dragged lines from here to there. This is where we're going to actually be looking at making some adjustments where the numbers are going to be accurate and precise. All right, so the first thing we want to do is select the 3 cells to the right of name, address, and cabin number. So these 3 cells located right here. All right, so now what I want to do, I want to press and hold the Alt button and position the pointer over the grid line on the right side of the selected cells so that they get that double line arrows going in different direction cursor. All right, so I'm going to press Alt and I'm going to click here. All right, and then what we want to do is we want to use the measurement as a ruler to guide to keep the Alt pressed and drag the grid line to the right until the distance between the move table column marker between the borders of the selected cell is about 3 inches. All right, so if you'll look up on your on where your ruler is located, when you press Alt and your mouse directly on that line, you'll see those figures up at the top. And as you move those, you can see that the numbers are either increasing or decreasing based on where you go. So they're telling us they want it to say something in the area of about 3 inches. Okay, so I've got 3.03, 3.01, 2.99. I'll try to get 3 point, but I can't. So I'm going to leave it 2.99. Now release the mouse and the Alt button. Okay, and you can see how we've made that change there. All right, now what we want to do, and you also notice, let me go back there, go Alt and get your cursor back where it needs to be and press that, and you can see that some of your other numbers on the left and the right of that, let's see, now it's saying 2.98, 2.99, 3.1. You can see that how the numbers, corresponding numbers, also changed with that. All right, now the next thing that we want to do, we want to the distance between the move table column markers marking the borders of the selected cells is about 0.2. The width of the cell to the right of the selected cell is about 1 inch. Make sure that deliver to cabin, let's see right here, it says stays on 1 line. So I'm going to need to make some adjustments there. So let me go back and click Alt, get that cursor back, move it to the left just a little bit more. Oops. That's 3. And deliver to cabin should be on 1 line. There we go. All right, so we've got that set. Now what we want to do is click in the cell containing passenger contact details. Okay, so we're going to go up there and we're going to click that cell, and on the table tools layout, which we're already there, we want to go to the select button over to your left, and we want to select the cell. So that's another way that you can select a cell other than highlighting it. All right, now we want to drag the grid line on the right side of the selected cell to the right so that it aligns with the grid line on the right of the 3 empty cells below it. All right, so what we want to do is we want to take, let me get my Alt button and get my cursor right, and then move it to the right so that it basically lines up with the line below it. Okay, and you can see that there. All right, now what we want to do, and it says it's going to take it to about 4.11, so let me just go there, Alt. And when I click on that, Alt, I'm not doing something right here. Okay, there we go. It says it goes to about 4.11. I've got 4.12. There's 4.11. And I'm going to let it go. All right, so that's telling us where it should be. Now what we want to do, we want to select the cell containing payment method if shipping. All right, payment method if shipping. Okay, so we're going to click in that cell. Resize it so the measurement is between the two move table column markers marking the left and right edges of the selected cell to about 1.1, and resize the cell to its right so that the measurement between the markers is about 1.1 as well. So we want to go here. The measurement between is 1.1, so we're going to go to Alt and click on that. Start moving to the left. It says you should be getting to about 1.1. And then it also says resize the cell to its right so the measurement between those is also 1.1. So that would be taking this one and moving it so that it's also 1.1 up at the top on your ruler. All right, so there we go. Okay, so now we've got that there. All right, now I'm on number 9 on page 915. We want to resize the cell containing card number, which is right here, so that the measurement between the two move table column markers marking the left and the right edges selected cell is about 0.55. All right, so we're going to go right here. We're going to go Alt and click on this, move to the left, and it says 0.55. All right, there we go. So I'm going to let that go, 0.55. Resize the cell to its right so that the measurement between those two markers, marking left and right edges, is about 1.1. So then we're going to take this one right here, click Alt, and look up at the ruler and keep moving it in till you get to 1.1. And there we go. All right, so and resize the cell expiration date so that the measurement between the two move column markers marking the left and right edges is about 0.63. Let me revisit that just a minute. And then resize the cell containing expiration date. Let's see, I think I need to go back and revisit that. Hold on, let's see. So card number should be about 0.55. Let me check on that. Okay, so that's 0.55. And then the one beside it to the right should be about 1.1. So let me go there. 1.1. All right, so that's 1.1. And then expiration date should be about 0.63. So I'm going to come over here, Alt, 0.63. All right, there we go. Expiration date. Chances are I probably need to move it over just a hair so that the whole word expiration, the N is with the rest of the word. All right, let me do that. Well, it still did it. Let me back up. I got to make that even. Having a different letter on a different line is not going to work with that. So now we've done expiration date. Okay, so now we're back down to number 10. We want to select the cell containing shipping fee per piece, which is right here. So shipping fee per piece, and the two cells below it. So we're going to go 1, 2. All right. And we want to resize those selected cells so that the measurement between the two markers, marking right and left, is about 1.45. Okay, so I want to go to your right margin. I want to click Alt, go to the right margin, and go 1.45 on the ruler. And there we go. So that says 1.45. So for number 11, we want to select the 3 cells to the right of the cells containing shipping fee per piece, which is number of pieces in total, and then we want to resize the selected cells. So it would be these 3 cells here, 1, 2, 3. The right and left edges of the selected cells is about 0.75. So I'm going to go click Alt, go over here, and 0.75. I get 4, and I get 6. I can't get 5, so we'll leave that there. Okay, so that should be 0.75. And the right grid line of the selected cell aligns with the left grid line of card number. So in other words, these are lined up right there. All right, so then we're on number 12. So we want to select the cell that contains notes and the 2 empty cells below it. So we're going to click on this and then select those 3 cells right there. We want to resize the cell at the distance between the column markers of the right and the left edges is about 0.55. So I'm going to come over here, get that cursor back, click Alt, move to the left, and this, they said this should be 0.55. And there that is, 0.55. And then the right grid line aligns with the grid line of the card number cell. That's pretty close. I might try to get in another hair. There we go. Now they're actually lined up, and that's what they want there, for those to be lined up here as well as right there. Okay. We want to compare this table now to the one shown in figure 911. So let's look at it real carefully and see if you see the things that we changed specifically. Okay, all of this is correct. Our options box is lined up the way it's supposed to be. Okay, shipping method per piece, $8.99, and then this is all aligned. So that is exactly right. All right, so that is the end of part 3. We will pick up with part 4, which will begin on WD 916 at that point. Thanks a lot. Oh, let me save it. Save, and then that's it. Thanks, guys.